Welcome to our webinar today. Today, we would like to focus together on building emotional shopping experiences, and we'll take a closer look at how you can use spatial in e-commerce to achieve this goal. So Marie and I prepared the webinar together. Marie, it's a pleasure to hold the webinar today together with you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Cindy, for sure. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here today as your host of the webinar. I'm Marie, I'm product manager at Shopware, and I'm mainly responsible for everything around spatial commerce. So 3D, augmented reality, and everything around spatial is my passion, and that's what I'm mainly responsible for at Shopware.
Fantastic. And so my name is Cindy Wilfert. I'm Director Customer Success at Netformic. Netformic is a digital agency focused on e-commerce. Our company was founded in 2002, and since 2012, we have been working with Shopware. We're Shopware Platinum partner with a wealth of experience in doing Shopware projects for our customers. Together, we would like to help our customers grow their business in the digital world. Personally, I've been in e-commerce for over 25 years and will be doing the introduction today. Later, Marie will give you some insights on how spatial commerce can be set up and configured by using Shopware. So first of all, in this introduction, we will have a look at what is emotional shopping, what is spatial, and why is it important for any e-commerce person that is responsible for an online shop. Then Marie will take over and we'll have a look at what tools could be used. And at the end of our session, we will have a Q&A session. Please add all questions in the F&A section of in the webinar. We will have a look at it together at the end, but anytime you have a question, just add it. We will not forget it. We will have a look at it later. I hope that this webinar will be helpful for you to discover a little bit more about spatial commerce, and off we go. Okay, emotional shopping. So what is this all about? First of all, let's have a look on what is spatial commerce. So spatial commerce is an innovative e-commerce model that leverages spatial technologies to enhance the online shopping journey. It integrates 3D visualization, virtual reality, and augmented reality, allowing customers to experience products in a three-dimensional context. So why should that be interesting for you? Well, it's all about emotions and decision-making. Of course, with spatial, you offer more information and you offer to digest information in an online shop in a different way. But in the end, we want to create emotional shopping experiences. Emotions in marketing give meaning and depth to the experience of a brand, a product, or a service. They create a connection between customer and company. And if cultivated consistently, this bond can lead to long-term engagement. We have all seen the effect of best practice on digital design, particularly when it comes to e-commerce. There has been more and more of a uniform design or a singularity to online shopping. But on the other side, brands spend a huge amount of time and money on standing out, of being different, and creating an emotional response. But today, very often our online shops are missing out the opportunity to communicate their brand and the advantages, the products, in a more effective way. And spatial could be an answer, one answer, not the only answer, but spatial could be one answer to cover that. Emotional marketing is a set of tactics aimed at activating particular emotional responses. These responses, when properly enhanced, can then be harnessed to help target audience identify with the brand and help to guide them along the path to purchase your product or your service. Spatial immersive shopping can be one tool. Again, not the only one, but to give your users more information concerning the products you sell, but similarly to differentiate your brand in your online shop, helping you to create an emotional customer experience. So just in case some of you want to have more information about what is this 3D, augmented reality, virtual reality, in a nutshell, while 3D is about three-dimensional visualization, augmented reality often involves something like a smartphone to layer digital information over the physical world in real time. Virtual reality, on the other side, is all about interaction with 3D environments. So being in a artificial world generated by software. So why do we do this? So in general, we want to make our customers happy. We want to create something that our customers love and they come back to our brand and buy or interact with our brand, participate with us in sharing their experiences, in getting more into in a communication with the brand. A concept some of you may find interesting in this context is the Kano model. For all of you responsible for traffic or the conversion rates, this Kano model might be the answer why we constantly have to find the best ways to act and bind users to our web shops. You're never done in e-commerce. That is one saying, and that is so true. The Kano model can give you an answer on that. It was introduced already in 1984, and it's an interesting concept if you want to think constantly on how you can increase customer satisfaction. Basically, it's a simple ranking system that differentiates delighters, performance, and basic attributes tied to customer quality. What makes a product or service attractive to customers? How can we improve performance? How can we differentiate from competitors and ensure success? Basics, when you have a look at basics, these are essential customer take for granted. These are essential aspects of a product or services that are mandatory for the customers. They do not result in further success because the consumers accept them. But if a basic attribute isn't satisfactory, it can have devastating impact on your product or service. So in an online shop, this could be, of course, performance. You all know that. Performance attributes, these attributes are not expected as standard, but are expected as optional extras. These make a product or service attractive to customers, improve the product performance, and differentiate from competitors. Maybe some additional payment methods you offer. Excitement attributes are attributes customers will not expect. These can help build customer loyalty and advocacy. Currently, spatial would be in the excitement part. But here is something on the slide. You see this over the time. So maybe 15 years ago, being able to pay with a credit card in an online shop was something special, something that was, hey, wow, I can pay with my credit card with in my online shop. But over time, it turned in something that has to be there. And both Marie and I expect that, of course, today, spatial will be something that is a wow, like, oh my God, have a look. But both of us expect that over time, it will be something that will be there. It will be something that turns, that will be normal for online shops. So it will be a good idea to start early to think about what could be your answer using spatial tools so that you define the process and you are not driven by the process of using spatial tools. In summary, the power of emotion can be unleashed by using spatial. And when you go further and say, oh my God, I don't know, will this really affect e-commerce? We can tell you it already affected e-commerce, but not on a mega scale. But in the upcoming years, we are very sure that it will boost. Why is that so? First of all, yes, you could, 10 years ago, it was possible to do a 3D model. But it was extremely it was costly. It was a complicated process, and you had a lot of work in preparing and implementing and doing it. Oh my God, it was a nightmare in work, but it was possible. And now we are at the verge where, together with tools or platforms like Shopware, it becomes more cost effective and it becomes more labor effective. So it will be something that you will be able to handle in your daily work. Still, there must be a ROI calculation behind it. For some products, it might be more attractive than for others, or for some industries, it might be earlier that they have to face more competitors going for that than in other industries. But still, this is one of the reasons why this will boom, because the technology and the possibilities that it's for you more attractive, both from cost-wise and labor-wise, are really well at the door. Next summary: advantages. One advantage for your brand: emotional commerce strengthens your brand and your customer loyalty. Second, for your revenue, new target groups might be attractive. Emotional commerce will therefore lead to higher conversion rates and more revenue. And then users have the possibility to look at every angle at products. It will get more information. So we expect that for a lot of products, it will have a positive effect on something like return rates. For some of the statistic lovers, I added here a little bit more about some statistics you might find interesting. Since you get the recording, you can have a closer look at that. But we really believe that that it will boost the next years. So now let's have a look at examples. First of all, one live example. We have a customer, Nubert, who is a manufacturer and retailer for loudspeakers with this lovely online shop. As one first example, we are here on a product detail page, and you see here this nice button, view in 3D. When you click of it, you can see that this loudspeaker, you can have a look at it. And please, I hope most of you have a smartphone with you. Just try it with the QR code. Then you can have the option to place the loudspeaker in your living room or wherever you want to place it, and you can have a look and you get more information about the dimension of this loudspeaker and where it would be the right place to put it in your home. One other example I want to share with you is so that you can see it might be really something where you haven't expected it so far. So here you see one example with a really virtual magazine, a virtual store, and then for more information, you see here some hotspots with more information on the specific product detail, and then something like an explosion diagram where you see more of the details, what this product is all about. So there will be lots of ways and lots of opportunities also for more technical products, or also in the B2B sector, in the B2B industry, to integrate spatial tools. So that was my part, Marie. Then you take over and I stop my screen share.
So let's get into this from a shopware side. All right. So I'm really happy to now share you some solutions we as Shopware already offer out of the box, which you can already try out today. And I will guide you step by step through it, what you can do as of now already. So the first step would be to get into more spatial and emotional shopping would be to add 3D models of your products to Shopware. So since January, you can upload your 3D files as a GLB file to the Media Manager, just like with any other file type you are used to. You can then activate that augmented reality view you just experienced with the speakers for each of one file. So for one file, for one product, it might make sense. For others, it might not. So you can decide that on your own. For this coffee machine, I really like to activate augmented reality, and I will show you how that then looks for your customer. So in the storefront, you then natively have integrated a 3D viewer, which really helps the customer to get an emotional connection to the product. They can zoom in, they can watch it from every angle, from above, from below, and can also from there open it in augmented reality. And as Cindy already states, this really helps making a buying decision, as I know how it fits, how big it is, how small it is. And I also already built up an emotional connection to the product because I've already seen it in my personal environment. I've seen it in my kitchen, and I can imagine it very clearly how it would look. Also in future, just imagine with devices like the Apple Vision Pro or VR glasses, it will get even more emotional because it will look and feel like the product is actually there. So it really helps making a buying decision, especially when you sell very pricey, expensive products. Customers want to do their research. They want to experience a product in their kitchen, in their room before they buy it because they don't want to return it and they want to really make sure. And this really builds up an emotional connection because it's just making fun, right? And also, the step number 2 would be then once you've uploaded your 3D model, this is a good chance to break up your often quite two-dimensional shopping experience. So often the current shop layouts are targeted for customers to search for a product, to filter for it, to go through one after another listing, and that's really not making an emotional connection. Something like a 3D viewer can really build up an emotional connection as it's just an interactivity. So in the storefront, you can then just integrate it somewhere because it's grabbing the attention and it's just a nice thing to get some interaction in your still two-dimensional online shop layout. So this is a very great element to get your customers' attention. Step number 3. Start building more immersive stories that feel just very smooth and needless for your customer. So the 3D viewer is a great thing to add interactivity, but there is more that can also be experienced in VR that feels very smooth and fluent. Let me show you an example here that I built up with our new app called Immersive Elements. So I've set up a demo store that sells furniture. And as you can see, I've built a very fluent page which feels just very light because everything smooths transitioned into one after another. And I want to also integrate here some 3D. So I will open my layout in my shopping experiences and look for the place where I want to add that. And here now I want to add a 3D model journey. Many of you might know that from Apple. So you scroll through a page and the model turns on scrolling. Let's do that together. So I uploaded a 3D model, set up a nice background color. And here I have a 3D editor where I can set different camera angles and add information to that. So here I like to promote my new chair that is just new in my furniture store from a really nice Scandinavian brand, which I like to promote more in detail because also it's very expensive. So this chair really needs more explanation. And now what I like to do is to build up a rotating story. So I will select another camera angle and then also add some text here. I will describe the characteristics of the chair, that it's like good materials and some manufacturing informations. Also one here for the materials below. And some titles. And also when you prepare the text before, it's very easy. Like in this case, you can also add buttons and spot marks to it if you like. And when you also enable interactivity, the customer can still every time break out of this scrolling behavior and interact with the 3D model, just like they are used to from a 3D viewer. All right, so let's do that. And at a final snapshot for the end of the story, zoom out a bit so that the customers can view the chair in full. Save that camera. Add a title here again, and maybe a call to action so that the customers then get to the detail page of the product. And let's save it. And go to the storefront. Refresh the page and see how it looks. Let's scroll down to where I positioned it. And here we enter the 3D mode. And now you can see the camera moves to the position I've set and displays the text. And that's just by scrolling. And I can also still interact with the 3D model as I'm used to from a 3D viewer. But that's just a really, really nice element to tell the story around your products, tell the story around your brand in a more immersive way. And the good thing is everything that I've shown you is also available in VR. It's now difficult to show you that, but you can imagine that all these things are also then floating around you when you are in a VR glasses. All right. So what I've just shown you is our latest app called Immersive Elements. And what I just showed you was just one block of the app. So the app comes also with 5 more blocks that are offering nice immersive depth-giving elements and blocks that you can just use out of the box with no money that you need to spend there, and just try out and get some more interactivity and some immersive elements in your store. And as I just said, all of those blocks are also natively usable with VR glasses or the Apple Vision Pro and every future devices that we expect to come. So you can download the app in the Shopware store already, And for shops that are using the Rise, Evolve, or Beyond, the app is for free in Shopware. So to come slowly to a summary, what I like you to take away from today. Those are the 4 steps that you can do already today. First, create interaction opportunities for your customer. It can be 3D, it can be some depth-giving gallery, just some elements that are giving your customers some attention, some way to connect emotionally to your brand by interacting with it. Second, identify and try out potentials for your store. I know that you are now saying, oh, we have complex products in B2B. That's not very possible, like in furniture. But I know that every store has potential to go into that direction, to integrate more immersive, more interactive elements. So try out our features, set up a new Shopware shop, just try it out to see what might fit to your products and identify potentials for yourself. Third, try to transition slowly from 2D to 3D, as Cindy said. So spatial commerce features that we've just shown might be an advantage today, but especially for the Gen Z that will be the new customer for every one of us. This will be a standard that cannot be left out. So it's a good thing to do it right now, to transition from your very flat 2-dimensional shop to a more immersive and 3-dimensional online shopping experience. And 4, just a tip from my side, many of you might have the obstacle that they don't have 3D models as of now from their products, but they are very, very good, easy, and for free tools that you can try out already today. So download apps like Luma Labs or Polycam that you can try out for free. I tried it by myself and scanned my chair, for example. It's very, very easy. Just in a couple of minutes, you have a 3D model of your product, which you then can use already. Great. Those are my takeaways. And now I guess we have some couple of minutes left for a Q&A.
Yeah, Marie and Cindy, we have a question from Ons, if I'm pronouncing correctly your name. If not, please excuse me. Is it available to download for the, I assume this is a typo, for the Shopware stores?
Yeah, so for Shopware stores, that is possible for sure. So the Immersive Elements app that I've just showed is compatible with the latest Shopware version, and you can just enter it. And yeah, for Shopify, it's not possible. So this is the Shopware app.
Okay, so we have another question. Is it available for the community edition, and what's the pricing if it is available?
So the basic 3D capabilities, so just the possibility to upload your 3D data and display it in a 3D viewer and your product is possible for the community edition. The 3D viewer for the shopping experiences is in our Rise plan. And the Immersive Elements app that I've showed in the last step with the 3D journey is comes for 49 euros a month for the community edition and is for free for the commercial plans. I hope that answers the question. You can also enter it here that it's maybe more clearer.
So in case you don't have questions today, but tomorrow you will have lots of fantastic questions. Please feel free to ping Marie or me. You can find us on LinkedIn or at Shopware or Netformic. We will be happy to answer your questions.
Yeah.
After the webinar, you always want to know if you did good, how you liked it. If you could give us your feedback for Marie and me, we would love to get some comments. If this was a good overview for you, if you have new ideas or anything you want to share with us.
See, there's another question from
Oh,
Robert.
there's another question. Yes.
Any special requirements for the hoster? What about the page speed? Any cases? So we will ensure that the page speed won't affect when you are using 3D. We know that 3D files can be very, very large, and it can be a huge impact of the performance. So we are taking care of performance things here so that the model only gets loaded when it's needed, so it won't impact the performance of the shop. I don't know that of any requirements for the hoster. I don't know there are any further details needed. We don't have any cases yet of people reporting any impact of the page speed, and we are running several tests by ourselves, so we ensure that the performance of the shop is not impacted. I hope that answers the question.
Nadia, what about the poll? Do you want to share that again? So maybe some participants who joined later can also
Sure, I will relaunch
answer the
it
questions you
now.
prepared.
Yes, I can relaunch it now. So it should be relaunched 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Maybe you want to answer the poll questions. And again, in case you have questions tomorrow or next week or next month, please feel free to ping or contact Marie and me.
And thank you for your questions. Thanks for your time and your participation. It was a pleasure presenting you these spatial features today.